Oh, Hilton, stay. Your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton, stay. A holiday you're saving.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. This season, enjoy spacious, comfortable rooms and friendly service when you book with Hilton instead. Hilton for the stay.
Good morning, Crust. It's a great day to be a bread brother.
Ugh, mornings are not my jam. Or jelly.
Oh, come on. Stop loafing around.
I just woke up feeling hollow inside.
Psst, just grab one of the new Morning Uncrustables sandwiches, like Bright-Eyed Berry or Up and Apple, filled with 12 grams of protein and tons of deliciousness. Crust, what are you eating?
It's just granola, not even yogurt.
No crust, no fuss. Uncrust your mornings.
Here's my 30-second story with Guinness. As soon as my sister and I get home for the holidays, we don't even unpack. We head straight to our pub. The bartender already knows our order, Guinness and fries. We laugh all night, catch up with old friends, and walk home with faces sore from smiling. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. That was my 30-second story with Guinness.
Guinness Draft Stout. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by Diageo Beer Company, USA, New York, New York.
What a long, strange trip it's been. 7 movies in the franchise. All 7 qualified, and now all 7 have been covered. Let's pop open a bottle of vodka and pour one out for the popo. It's time to wrap up our Police Academy extravaganza with a mission to Moscow. Let's see if the 7th Police Academy film is not that bad. Welcome one and all to It's Not That Bad, the podcast that looks for A grades in B movies. Hello to all of our listeners in Parkville, Maryland, and around the world. How the heck are you guys doing? 7 movies, 7 weeks, almost 2 months of Police Academy. The kind of binge that makes you feel at some point that you need to change the ringer on your cell phone to do 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 do. I'm going to miss that song. I'm absolutely going to miss that song. We have come to the end of our Police Academy journey, all 7 films. And here to join me for the final entry into this journey, clearly promoted to captain at this point, my lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. I was just going to say, I've learned so much. So very, very, very much.
So many things about many characters.
I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready to graduate. I have learned a lot about policing.
Okay.
And I'm ready.
Yeah, this is going to be very... At some point, too, we're going to get to watch other movies as well. We're going to get to watch movies that aren't Police Academy after this.
Yeah, but then you made me watch grading movies.
Yeah, I did. And you're going to hear all about that next week, dear listeners.
I want to go back to the Academy.
Because before we get to this film, yeah, it's a safer place in the Academy. All things considered, that's a very scary statement to say, but here we are. On New Year's Eve, we don't take the holidays off. So on Wednesday, New Year's Eve, as our way to wrap out 2025, you are going to be subjected to us as a roundtable discussing some of the lowest rated films of 2025 in our penultimate edition of the year of grading on a curve. But here we get to the end of our Police Academy run. So I'm going to ask you now, because I have some other questions for you at the end of this episode. Are you going to miss this franchise?
Abso-freaking-lutely, yes. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, let me put it this way then. Because this is the second time that we've done a franchise run now on this show. No, sorry, the third time. Because, of course, at the time before the new one came out, we had done all of the Crow sequels as well. And then, of course, we did all the Sharknado films that qualified. But this is the first time that we've had an entire franchise, start to finish, qualify for the show. This feels like it should be on the Mount Rushmore of bad films. And I say that with quotation fingers because, as we've talked about over the last 2 months, they're not all that bad.
They're not bad films. They're fun and they're quirky. And okay, after watching all 7, maybe a bit formulaic and predictable.
Right.
But the gags, it's all about the fun and the characters. I mean, come on. They all of the actors came to play.
Oh, yeah.
They played their parts so well.
It does tell you something when you have, actors who come back to a franchise, no matter how, into the dregs the franchise is getting, and continuously come back, clearly because there's a love of working together, there's a love of the characters, and there's a love of the franchise. This isn't like, celebrating the Harry Potter actors for making it through 8 films, because guess what? Those films were #1 box office hits and exploded all around the world. Here, these films weren't anywhere near Harry Potter box office status, yet people came back. It's nice to see. It is nice to see. All right. So, before we get into this final entry of the Police Academy film, a franchise to take a little bit of George Orwell and tweak it a bit. If all Police Academy films are created equal, some are more equal than others. But we're about to go across the pond for Police Academy 7, Mission to Moscow, and trailerize it.
The criminal underworld of the former Soviet Union is about to unleash a devastating, crippling, and life-altering weapon against the world, a video game. But not since Tetris has this many blockheads been found rocking a Game Boy, and there's only one team that can bring an end to it all. And by that, I mean the franchise. Commandant Lassard and company are back, for better or worse, in Mission to Moscow. New to the party is Cadet Kyle Connors, looking for Russian women who are all glasnost when it comes to foreign relations. Together with Sergeant Katrina Sergeyeva, they'll look to bring down Konstantin Konali, whose biggest crime is an inability to come up with a better name for this than the game. I mean, come on. Even the untitled Goose Game is a better title. But even worse is the sequel, The New Game. Antoine over at Tsunami Studios will come up with something way better than this Albuquerque boiled turkey of a game. I mean, come on. He made catchphrase a catchphrase. Chill out as we warm up this post-Cold War dud. It's Police Academy, Mission to Moscow. Rated PG for Perestroika and Glasnost.
I mean, really, the game, the new game. Could you buy a dictionary? Could you come up with something? At least Free Guy had Free City. There's something, at least.
And the dude.
Right, the dude. Catchphrase.
I love that you gave a shout out to Antoine. I freaking love that character.
Albuquerque boiled turkey.
Oh my God.
Right.
Solution.
That had to be one of the better films to come out during the pandemic. I know they had made it before the pandemic and then it was released during the pandemic, but oh my God, Free Guy was one of the best films to come out during that time when we were not at theaters. But let's get into who is in this movie. The movie stars George Gaines, Michael Winslow, Leslie Easterbrook, David Graff, G.W. Bailey, Charlie Schlatter, Christopher Lee, Ron Perlman, Claire Forlani, Greg Berger, and Richard Israel. There is an almost starring to this film. Bubba Smith had originally signed on to be in the film, but he also found out that Marion Ramsey wasn't going to be brought back into the film. He apparently, now all this according to IMDb, he apparently had actually called the producers and the writers, said, look, can we write hooks into the script They said no, and then he said no and walked away.
I love him for that.
Right?
Oh my God. Because I was watching and I'm like, there's definitely something missing. Something big, something small, something mighty from this team.
Right. And it was, of course, Hightower and Hooks. The film was directed by Alan Metter. He of Back to the School directing fame, which starred Rodney Dangerfield, and of course, the Growing Pains TV movie.
There was a TV movie?
There was a TV movie.
Oh my God.
I know, right? It was written by Randolph Davis and Michelle S. Chodos, and I apologize if I mess up these names. Remember, I'm not exactly the best at words. Prior to this, Randolph Davis had only written one other movie, 1991's Going Under, and Chodos had only written one episode of Matlock. Neither has written a movie since. Credit where credit is due, this movie went through a lot to get made because they filmed it in Russia, actually during an attempted coup against Boris Yeltsin. There were times when they had to be sequestered into their hotel rooms for their own protection.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, like there was a lot going on behind the scenes of this film.
Why wouldn't they just, I don't know, get like a backlot somewhere and make it look like?
Okay, but keep in mind, this is also the first ever American comedy movie to be filmed in Russia. This is at a time when the Cold War was over, right? And Boris Yeltsin was, promoting his philosophy of glasnost, which translated means openness, right? This is when, Western culture was starting to come over to Russia.
But wasn't it an incredible, beautiful shot at the end of the movie?
Oh, very
when they
much
kind
so, yeah.
of do like almost like a slow pan,
yeah,
over Russia and the incredibly beautiful structures.
Yeah, and I think this was actually only the second film to ever be filmed in Red Square. The first one I think was Raw Deal or something like that with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I mean, like, it took a lot for American films to start shooting in Russia. This being one of them. But I mean, you can't really plan for when life happens. And luckily, they got the coup kind of under control and they were able to go back to filming, but you can only imagine. This film is actually the second ever movie featuring Claire Forlani. Her first film was a movie called Gypsy Eyes, and in that film, she played a character named Katerina. Here, she plays a character named Katrina. I'm seeing some typecasting. The film had a budget of $6.2 million. Worldwide, it only had a budget of $126,247, according to boxofficemojo.com. It was released on the August 26, 1994 weekend, and Box Office Mojo didn't even have it on the rankings. But the reason why we are here, not just because we spent the last 2 months talking about Police Academy films, are the critics. Over at Rotten Tomatoes, the film has a tomatometer of 0 and a popcorn meter of 22%. At Letterboxd, it's at a 1.8 stars out of 5 for a 36% score. IMDb, 3.5 out of 10 for a 35% score. Over at the Movie Database, it has a 46% score, and over at Metacritic, the Meta score is 11, giving this film an aggravated aggregate of 25%. So I'm going to toss this over to you, that 25%. This film, are we too low, too high, or right in the pocket?
It's low, but this whole series of movies has been just unfairly treated and lowly rated, even though, and as we've proved, as we've spoken, it's really not that bad.
No, this entire franchise is not that bad. And yes, there are some movies in the franchise that are better than others. That's going to happen. There's going to be, it's kind of like music. I take a look at any artist who's been around long enough to have a decently sized discography, and I'm of the mindset that every band is allowed at least that one off album. Really, truly, and honestly, every artist is allowed that one off album.
Yeah, but this whole series, 7 movies, have all been lowly rated, and it's not fair.
Oh,
because
you're not wrong that they've been lowly rated. Yeah,
it doesn't deserve it.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Especially in the early days, because really, it defined that genre at the time, right? It very much was its own genre.
I don't know. I really enjoyed this one.
We're okay. Here
Did we
go.
watch the same movie?
I don't think we watched the same movie at all. I don't think we did.
Okay, I've come to play. I'm ready.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite, obey your thirst.
In Walmart's Nouvelle, time was ticking away. Only a few nights left till the big holiday. But last-minute gifters had no need to worry. Walmart Express Delivery got their gifts in a hurry. From Nintendo to Nespresso and Lego flowers, they could check off their lists in as fast as an hour. All of Who Nouvelle, East, West, South, and North could order gifts up until 5 p.m. on December 24th. So this holiday, just do as the Who's do. With gift delivery this fast, they all gasped. From Walmart, who knew? Subject to availability, terms and fees apply.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, well, let's get into the breakdown of this movie. And we start, of course, with George Gaines returning as Commandant Lassard, one of only 3 people to appear in all 7 films. Carrie.
Wasn't he wonderful? He was totally adopted by a family, a Russian family. He had he had a great time just kind of touring around, and they had a fish. Of course they had a fish.
Of course they have a fish.
Because he didn't bring his fish to Moscow.
Well, he is the fish out of water in this case.
Uh-huh.
But tell me that this little side quest B plot for Lassard doesn't feel like something that would have been perfect for like a Rowan Atkinson. It feels like a Mr. Bean kind of movie, at least from the Commandant Lassard perspective. The other thing, too, is that there was apparently way more shot and written for Commandant Lassard. Apparently, at one point, they had him on like some Russian Wheel of Fortune type game.
Oh, fantastic. That would be so much fun.
Right? So it's just one of those things where, but the thing is, George Gaines is just so ridiculously likable in this entire franchise that I don't hate it. And I know we talked about this going all the way back to Police Academy 2, right? Where sometimes the B plot is more interesting than the A plot, right? Remember, we were talking about that. Tackleberry falling in love and getting married is much more interesting than the main A plot of Police Academy 2. Here, I wanted more Lassard. I wanted more of that cultural difference. Just genuinely nice guy. Like, you tell me Commandant Lassard isn't the kind of person that you just don't want to like go up and hug.
Oh, absolutely.
He's that kind of character. And I feel I'm of two minds of this, right? At one point, you want him to be more involved in the A plot, but to the same token as well, the B plot is so fun that I don't want to take away from that. I almost want it to be more. I want this to be more of a Lassard story than a actual A plot story, because the B plot was way more fun. Leslie Easterbrook returning as Captain Callahan. Now, she of course didn't appear in all 7 films. She wasn't in the second one, but 6 out of 7 ain't bad. Callahan, for you, how was she in this one?
Damn. Did she sing? Was that her?
That was her singing voice.
Oh my God. Oh, she was brilliant in this one.
This, to me, and I know I've kind of like, I've been anti-Callahan, not anti-Callahan, but anti the storylines they've written for Callahan in the past. This is the film that I feel served Leslie Easterbrook with everything and more so. Like, played to all of her talents, her comedic timing. She was very much a lead actor in this. Like, I didn't know she could sing. And if she could sing that well, why aren't you letting her sing through the goddamn entire franchise? People, come on. But
Well, she did, though. Remember a few movies back where she was like, oh.
Oh, yes, when she was doing the Ride of the Valkyries during during, I think it was Miami Beach.
Yeah, Braddock singing.
Exactly. Oh, like, why wasn't that in the rest of the franchise? It was brilliant.
Because you don't want to don't overstate it, but
to the same, don't overstate it. How many noises does Jones have to make? This franchise isn't subtle with the comedy. But the thing is, this film showcases Callahan in such a way that the other films feel like a disservice to the character now. And this was a very first watch for me. And I'm just like, if Callahan could do all of this, why didn't we see all of this back then?
I don't know. Save it for the last movie. I don't disagree with this. I enjoyed it.
I do disagree because I think it's a disservice to Leslie Easterbrook.
But it was a pleasant surprise.
Very much so, yes. But okay, maybe not in the first film because, of course, it's about the cadets. Obviously, she's not in the second film, so whatever, right? The third film could have used a bit more Callahan if this is what we could have had. Fourth one, Fifth one, I loved her in. Fifth one, I thought she was good. This is the best Callahan film, followed by 5. David Graff returning as Sergeant Tackleberry.
Or Tickleberry.
I was about to say, how did it take us 7 films to get the Tickleberry joke?
Oh my God.
That may have been the best line for Tackleberry in the entire film. But your thoughts on Tackleberry here?
Wasn't he great? I want to see Tackleberry drunk on like really good vodka. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
I don't want to see Tackleberry drunken anywhere near any weapons whatsoever.
Yeah. Disarm him first. And
now,
then,
admittedly, and as we have talked about Carrie's comedic likings, Tackleberry got a few good shots on a few good people in the nether regions, which made her day because, ball in the groin has a ball in the groin. But I mean, Tackleberry in this film, I feel again like he was used better in other films. There was, of course, that scene where he's trying to do a demonstration for the Russian police officers, and he's all about police brutality. But aside from that, I don't think Tackleberry was used at his proper potential for this.
I think, though, it was to make way for other characters to have their moment. Like, that's what I always find is how everyone gets equal share. They all get their own scene. And he had his scene.
He had his one scene, though.
That police lecture, I guess, that he gave, his presentation was hilarious.
Yeah, that presentation, which is basically an HR violation in itself.
Oh yeah, he had some pent up issues. Like,
oh, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna need to talk about that when we get back stateside, there, people. Michael Winslow returning as Sergeant Jones. Again, there's something about Michael Winslow in this series that he seems to genuinely love the franchise, love the character, and he's just a gem on screen in all of these films. Your thoughts on him?
I love that it was so, how usually he kind of like sneaks in the sound effects. But this time, I mean, Harris was giving him like a, no, don't. Everyone was like, no, don't use the sound effects.
Mm-hmm. One thing I found very interesting was that when they were in the briefing that Christopher Lee's character was doing, the Russian commandant, and it only took 2 sound effects for him to look at Jones and know exactly who it was, clearly shows the connection between the Russian commandant, played by Christopher Lee, and of course George Gaines. So I like that fact. I like the fact that like Jones can't really just sneak it in anymore. It adds a different layer to it. The way to make a margarita, I'm not quite sure where that came from, but I don't want to drink at that bar, like ever. That's a dirty martini right there. G.W. Bailey returning as Captain Harris. Your thoughts on him?
I actually very, very much enjoyed him in this movie. I think this is my favorite of all of them because he was less of an asshole and more of part of the team. The stage play that he did, where he's like, all, done up in a beautiful ballerina costume. And he
was a very pretty pony there, yes.
He came to play.
One thing I found interesting was that they added this new aspect to his character that he's like deep into like surveillance now. Like this is his thing. And I wish they kind of leaned a little bit more into that. I mean, yeah, he was doing surveillance when he got the borscht dumped on him.
Wasn't it hilarious when he was pulled through the wall?
Yeah. But again, like there's these moments like being in Russia, I wish there was something where he was eavesdropping on something completely in Russian. And because Harris is one of those people who's going to do everything himself, tries to translate what he hears on his own without having a proper understanding of Russian to English. So like whatever he comes up with, that kind of translation is so badly done to make Google look accurate. Like lean into it, right? Make his pride his downfall and have him do things on his own that just don't muster up. Like there's an opportunity for comedy here that I think was missed.
Where was Proctor?
Not
his
here.
right hand man.
Not here. And I feel that took away from Harris a little bit because the chemistry between the two were so good.
I agree. And don't get me wrong, I really liked the character of Proctor. I really liked the actor. He was funny. He was just kind of like bumbling through things. But I think not having Proctor present really gave Harris a chance to shine.
It did minimize the need to spread out the script a little bit and allowed Harris to kind of go off on his own a touch, which I think worked out well. I mean, G.W. Bailey has done very well in this franchise, and I just wish they leaned more on this surveillance idea.
But he also seemed a bit, backstabby and conniving. But
Harris is, yes.
But not as much. He wasn't unlikable in this one.
No.
He was very much part of the team, and I liked that.
Yeah. Was he bossy? Yes. But was he a straight ass? No. Charlie Schlatter making his Police Academy debut as Cadet Kyle Connors. Yeah. The guy potentially best known as playing Ferris Bueller in the Ferris Bueller TV series enters the Police Academy chat. Your thoughts on Cadet Kyle Connors?
Well, that's where I've seen him before.
Yep.
Okay. I liked him. I liked him, but we didn't have much to go on.
No.
He was pretty much like put his name down and sent off to Moscow. It was like we didn't have, aside from we knew that he was deathly afraid of heights.
Straight vertigo, baby.
Which made it very, very funny.
But yet that aspect of his character only came back once, and it didn't really have much of any kind of, he didn't have to overcome his vertigo in order to be able to save the day kind of thing. It was just like, oh, he ends up on top of a chair at a Russian circus show, gets a little woozy, and that's it. Like, again, there's some missed opportunities. Now, yes, very much in the Nick Lassard, Carrie Mahoney fashion, of course, he falls for the girl, the meet cute. But I found this to be the most wholesome meet cute of the entire franchise. It was more puppy love than it was like almost leechy. Like, I don't know, like what were your thoughts on him doing his best to try to spend time with Sergeant Katrina Sergeyeva?
I agree. I think the best part was at the end where he's holding the 2 tickets because all she wanted was her vacation.
Yeah. He didn't come off as smarmy. He didn't come off as, muy macho trying to get the girl. No,
it was adorable. Puppy love.
It was. It was very much like Zed in Police Academy 4 and Citizens on Patrol.
Yes.
Right? But no, this was probably the most wholesome Mahoney-esque kind of character hookup that worked out well, because again, it was a meet cute, not just a hey baby kind of thing. But the other thing too is that I understand you need a Mahoney type character, and the Nick Lassard insertion like that worked out well for the 2 films. Here, I don't know if we actually needed a Cadet Kyle Connors.
I like, though, that he was the new recruit. He was the new up and coming character.
Okay, but the fact that he's the one who figured out the password at the end, okay, fine. We show that he's good with computers, but really nothing he did was good with computers. It's like he's just moderately okay at playing Wordle. That's literally how he cracked the password.
I think, aside from the love angle, like Hooks could have totally figured out the password.
Right?
Like that would have been a great use for her character.
It would have been fantastic. But Hooks had just gotten up to Kalani and it's like, what's the password, dirtbag?
Wouldn't it be even better if like Hightower was there and then he finds love? Picture it. I
could see, Hightower needs some love. It's all good.
Yeah.
Speaking of the meet cute, Claire Forlani is Sergeant Katrina Sergeva. We've talked about her a few times on this show. Of course, she was in Mallrats. She was in the Name of the King, A Dungeon Siege Tale. She was in Antitrust. And here she is, Mission to Moscow. Your thoughts on Claire Forlani in this?
Yeah. At first I didn't like her, but her character grew on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say that because, she basically initiated the relationship. She was like, hey, can we talk? You want to hang out, And then she goes off on the new cadet Connors because she wasn't allowed her vacation. Well, that wasn't his fault.
Well, okay, but he did go to her commanding officer and say she was doing a fantastic job, thereby implying that she should stay on for the mission.
Well, I know, but it's...
Which is why, of course, she got him in the circus and up on the chair. Although, that being said, how would she know that he has vertigo? But whatever, right? I mean, obviously, it's an early role for Claire Forlani. It's only her second film. I thought she pulled off a decent Russian accent in this. I thought she was good for the part. I don't feel like the Connors and Katrina connection needed to be made at all. I don't see why these two characters were needed.
I don't know. Maybe it's just, again, part of the tropes that they always have pranks pulled. They always have a love interest. They always have, a problem or, a bad guy situation that they have to sort out, a crime that they have to solve. And they always do so as a team.
With a Mahoney-esque character. Yes, I understand that. But it's just one of the things where I think this one, again, while it might be the most wholesome of the 7 films, it's also probably the most unnecessary of the 7 films. Not the romantic angle, just the characters themselves. Greg Berger as Lieutenant Yuri Telinsky. This is the guy who is constantly trying to find Lassard after losing him at the airport and doing everything he can to cover up the fact that he lost the commandant. Your thoughts on him?
He was funny. I like how he was paying off the bellboy. Like, just say, I'm in the bathroom. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Like,
meet me in the bathroom.
Yeah. Something's lost in translation there.
Just a bit, yeah. I mean that gag got old pretty fast, but I wish they leaned into it more. And this is why I'm saying that the B plot is much more interesting. Had you focused more on Telinsky trying to find Lassard and you put more of Lassard in it, like popping up in random places in Russia, like on a Russian game show, like lean into that because it's more fun. It's almost like the Where's Waldo of Moscow.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, I think there's a lot more they could have done with it because, I mean, if he's, a police chief, he's kind of not great with investigation. If he can't find someone he's lost.
Or pair him up with Harris. The two people who don't want to find Lassard at all working together to have to find Lassard would be hilarious.
Yeah, they had like a real unspoken hate on for each other.
Yeah, even though they're birds of a feather kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where I wish they had explored that more because, again, it was the funnier angle in the film. I can't believe I get to say this about a Police Academy film, but a Sith has entered the chat. Christopher Lee as Commandant Alexander Nikolaevich Rakov. Your thoughts on Christopher Lee? How is Christopher Lee in this franchise?
He was great. very authoritative, very kind of scary, actually.
But also kind of very, almost like the perfect counterpart to Lassard, right? It was like, may I shake your hand again? Yes. May I kiss you again? No. May I show you inside? Yes. Like the two of them together, like George Gaines and Christopher Lee playing off each other, is just so much fun. It really is.
What was with the kissing part, though? That was a bit odd.
It's a European thing, maybe, I don't know, but it was definitely one of those out of the blue kind of moments that you sit there and go, okay, and then they kind of made a joke out of it, which is kind of fine. But clearly the two of them have known each other. Clearly the two have talked if the Commandant knows all about Jones and his sound effects. I liked it. But again, this goes to show why Commandant Lassard is the bigger story here, the better part of the film. Play into it. Also, I can't believe I get to say this. Ron Perlman in a Police Academy film as Constantine Connolly, the bad guy du jour. Your thoughts on Ron Perlman?
So great. Wasn't he great? He was so great.
I mean, he was good. The script was not.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that apparently, according to IMDb, he had said in an interview, it's like, yeah, I was in that. That's That's the feeling, I guess, towards the Police Academy franchise for him.
Oh no.
But the thing is, he looked like he got to have a little bit of fun with this. The entire plot, and I'm going to get to this in a second here. The entire plot of this film is that he's created this game and he's got everyone addicted to it. Now there's the new game, and they're using it as a backdoor entry to access all these computer files. I mean, it's okay, but they barely talk about the game except for the beginning of the film and the end of the film. Like, okay, I forgot about the actual plot of this film. I just felt such a weak bad guy script, or at least a plot, of domination and taking over things. I mean, again, Perlman's good. Perlman's always good. The character poorly written.
True. And his host of baddies, it's like, they're just the comedic.
What are the names? It doesn't matter because they don't matter. Yeah. No. Generic thug A, generic thug B, and generic thug C. Also, why does apparently everyone in the Russian police force happen to work also with the circus? Because they're bouncing around like it's Three Stooges on Red Bull.
Although I do have to question his, if he's, kind of the kingpin, he's like the main baddie. He doesn't really vet his crew very well. Like he accepts in this woman because she's a great, beautiful singer, and then hires some kid that comes up and punches his bodyguard
with a very clear American accent. Come on, Connolly.
Yeah,
come on. But I mean, let's get to this idea of the game. Yes, literally called the game. And I was thinking about this because I was really mad because I'm like, this is the stupidest damn thing to come up with, right? Oh, it's a game. Oh, it's on the computer. No, it's not. It's a Game Boy game. Come on, figure it out. But then I thought about it. And I realized where it comes from. Tetris. Tetris was actually developed in Russia. And if you watch any of the documentaries on the history of Tetris, it is fascinating. The fact that it was a computer game and then it was ported to Game Boy. And then, there's so much history and intrigue and espionage behind the game of Tetris. But the problem there is that every single documentary about Tetris is infinitely 10 times better than Police Academy 7. So I'm fine with the idea of a video game being used as a backdoor. And I'm even fine with it being, oh yeah, it's on a computer as well. Because, Tetris was on Game Boy, but it was also on computer as well. So I'm fine with that. But come on, come up with a better name than The Game. You may as well have just put The Game, bracket, enter name later, end bracket. Because, really? The Game. And what's the new one? The New Game. That's some weak-ass writing right there. Like, I'm sorry, but it is. Not to mention the fact that the game looks ass. Like, I get Game Boy games weren't exactly the greatest in graphics, but come on, you get to see the same character walking into the same room with a door, and then the other screen you see is Boris Bear punching somebody, and that's how you win. What? Spend a little bit more money. Come on. All right. Before we get to our MVP of Police Academy Mission to Moscow, we didn't just spend 7 weeks to talk about all these films one at a time, but now that we've come to the end of the journey of our police careers, I have to ask you, Carrie, the best Police Academy film. Now, before you drop your film here, okay, I want to remind everyone where these movies sit on the aggravated aggregate, and it's fascinating. The very first Police Academy film had an aggravated aggregate of 60.16, so a college pass, even though by our show's rules it qualified because it had an under 60% over Rotten Tomatoes as the tomatometer. Barely, but it did. Then there was 2 at 48.16, 3 at 45.16, 4 at 36.83, 5 at 32.56, at 30.6, and 7 at an even 25%. So it has been continuously going downhill. No bumps, just a straight downward curve. And I feel like that's wrong, because I don't feel like it's diminishing returns all the way. I think there is more of a hill and valley. So, Carrie, I'm going to ask you, ranking all 7 Police Academy films, and you had to know this was coming.
I knew this was coming. I was going to ask you the same question.
Well, I got to ask it first, so there.
Let's grade them.
All right. We're going to grade them. All right. Rank your films from bottom to top. Carrie, what's your worst Police Academy film?
Bottom?
Yes.
The second one.
Okay. I think for me, and I hate to say it, is this one, Mission to Moscow.
Oh,
It's the best Callahan movie, but the worst in the franchise. All right. So after 2 for you, what would you put next?
6.
See, I would go with 3 for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you sticking with 6 or are you going with 3?
I'll go with 6.
Okay. So in the 5th spot, what would you put?
I'd put 3.
See, I'd put 6 there. So we just kind of flip-flopped on that one.
What I liked about 6 is that everyone had a more established part, and that everybody's strengths were really, they had their moment to shine.
Right.
In the scenes in 6. I think the lower numbered movies where there was a lot more character, then a lot of the main characters kind of took a back seat.
Right. Okay. So you have gone 2, 6, 3. What's right in the middle for you?
I'd put 7 in the middle.
Okay. See, I'm going to flip with you here. I'm going to put 2 right in the middle. Right. So that leaves us, and I think we kind of agree on this, 1, 4, and 5 as the top 3. So Carrie, from 3 to 1, I'm going to let you take it from here. We got Police Academy 1, we have Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol, and Police Academy 5, Assignment Miami Beach.
Mm-hmm.
How does the top 3 fill it for you?
It would be 5, 1, and I got to go with 4 because that's the movie I grew up with.
All right. So you are putting Assignment Miami Beach at number 3, the original at number 1, and Citizens on Patrol at number 1.
Correct.
All right. So for me, I'm actually going to put, I think, Police Academy 1 at number 3, Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol at number 2, and my top 1 is Assignment Miami Beach.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're juggling a little bit here, but that just goes to show you that really, no matter what the critics say, right? Every film is up to interpretation, and what could be one of the worst films in a franchise from a critic standpoint could be someone's favorite. And that is completely fine because movies are meant to be enjoyed on an individual basis. I mean, as well, watch it with friends, watch it with loved ones, but enjoy the film or don't enjoy the film. It doesn't matter. But go see the film. Don't just sit there and say, I don't like it. Did you see it? No. Go see the film first. Then let us know whether you liked it or not. And dear listeners, we want to hear from you guys. How would you rank the Police Academy films in order from 1 through 7? Hit us up on social media at Not That Badcast, or go to our website, notthatbadcast.com, and let us know. But now, for the last time, who is your star pupil from the Academy in Police Academy Mission to Moscow?
For this one, I'm going to give Harris the star.
G.W. Bailey.
Yeah. I think he really came to play. I think removing Proctor,
right,
and that whole, we've spoke about it before, the pinky in the brain, kind of, he seemed somewhat softer in this one.
It's not a brain solo film.
Yeah, he wasn't as, he was kind of like the likable loser as opposed to just an asshole.
You ever
He
notice?
kind of shed the asshole route.
You ever notice in any episode where Pinky and the Brain are separated, Brain loses the edge a little bit? Brain isn't what Brain is without Pinky. Maybe that's why G.W. Bailey is not my MVP.
Oh.
I gotta give credit where credit's due. Leslie Easterbrook took this movie, ran down the end zone, scored a touchdown in the final film. Like, this was very much, from the main point, as much as I love what they did with Commandant Lassard, he was my MVP like twice this entire run, I think. I'm sorry. This is Callahan's film, and she owned this one.
She played the Pearlman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she also, played the Ivories. Well, she didn't play the Ivories, but she definitely sang, and it sounded fantastic. But she was a boss in this one. And the funny thing too is when you take a look at how the characters have their rankings, she equals Harris's ranking as far as the police squad goes. So when Harris isn't there, she's the highest ranking officer because the commandant's off, on his, Moscow Mayhem tour.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that she takes charge, and definitely takes charge in the entire movie.
Can I ask you a question?
You may.
Okay. Out of all 7 movies,
Okay.
we have given like star ratings to 1 actor per movie. Out of 7.
Okay. I see where you're going with this one here.
Who is your top cop?
George Gaines. In a heartbeat. I freaking love Commandant Lassard.
Okay. Well, there you have it.
The question to you, though.
You know what? Every character played their part so well.
You were so stalling.
I'm not stalling. I'm giving props to all of the actors for doing a many magical performance on all 7 movies.
Stalling.
They did such a great job. I hate doing this, but I have to agree with you.
Nope. Thank you for listening to the show. She has agreed with me. We're good now.
Jay was right.
Well, I mean, it almost feels like you have to go with one of the 3 that were in all 7 films: David Graff, Michael Winslow, and George Gaines. It just makes sense to lean on one of those. Now, I mean, Leslie Easterbrook was in 6 out of 7 films. Same thing with Marion Ramsey. Same thing with Bubba Smith. So it's not like it's just those 3 and that's it. Like, you had people there for a long. Even G.W. Bailey was there for 5 out of 7 films.
But I really liked Steve Guttenberg. I really liked Mahoney.
Yeah, but
I missed him.
And you could actually feel the absence, in later films without him. Even though I felt like the character of Nick Lassard worked out fairly well as well. But yeah, no, it's Commandant Lassard. He's the heart and soul of this entire franchise. And that's nothing against Michael Winslow and David Graff. By the way, keep in mind, Michael Winslow was the only person to have a regular role in the Police Academy live action TV series as well.
But also G.W. Bailey.
Oh no,
he was so good at being so
5 out of 7 films.
Unlikable.
Yeah. Oh, you got to have an ass. You got to have someone to hate. And he was a good person to hate.
I thought you were going to say he was a good ass.
All right. Carrie, thank you so much for this fantastic, almost 2-month run of Police Academy films. This is what happens when I go to a CD shop and I find a box set and I'm like, ooh, there's some money well spent. Because, yeah, I bought the box set specifically so we could do just this kind of run. And we're just 1 week away. Next week, grading on a curve to wrap up 2025. And 2026 is going to be so interesting because we got some cool things lined up. But until that time, dear listeners, you know the drill. If there is a movie out there that you think is unfairly maligned or is so bad that there is no way in Moscow that we can find anything good to say about it, hit us up on social media at NotThatBadcast or go to our website at NotThatBadcast.com. And remember to subscribe to the page so when we drop that Grading on a Curve episode, you know right away. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is It's Not That Bad, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day, yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.